In the 1990s, when CSIRO engineer John O'Sullivan and his team were experimenting with radio waves, little did they know they were about to change the world.
This is the man who invented Wi-Fi.
From connecting to the internet to getting rid of insects.
Have a good weekend, Mr. Walker.
You too, son.
To durable dollars.
Let me introduce a masterpiece of Australian design and technology. Australia's new $5 plastic note.
CSIRO has been responsible for some truly global innovations. Now Australia's peak science agency is busily reinventing itself through a round of savage job cuts.
It is a terrible thing that CSIRO had to go through these cuts. Whenever people lose their jobs, it's always distressing for the staff and families.
350 research jobs have been axed on top of the more than 800 research and support positions that have been cut over the last 18 months.
The science we're doing now is very different to the science we were doing 50 years ago. So there's always going to be a need to refine the skills of our workforce to be able to change direction.
This change of direction is stark. A staff presentation obtained by 7:30 talks of evolving and adapting, of financial sustainability challenges, and the need to invest in the right problems. The hardest hit areas of research include health and biosecurity, food and agriculture, and the environment.
This is a significant cut in terms of the number of people and will adversely impact Australia's capabilities in many different science research areas.
David Caroli is one of Australia's preeminent climate scientists. He's held senior positions at the CSIRO and holds deep fears the job cuts will compromise the country's ability to adapt to the changing climate.
It's very likely to have major impact in terms of climate change research because it's cutting its staff in that area by more than 10%, more like 20%.
7:30 spoke to current and former CSIRO staff, and the picture that emerges is one of an organisation reaching crisis point. A senior CSIRO scientist who wanted to stay anonymous to speak freely told me that morale is at rock bottom, and it's unfortunate that areas like climate change research will suffer because of the job cuts, even though it's a stated priority area. The scientist also told me that many staff members are feeling duped by management over the true extent of the agency's financial challenges.
At CSIRO, we innovate for tomorrow.
Just who or what is responsible for this cash squeeze is the subject of dispute. The CSIRO says government funding hasn't kept pace with the cost of doing science. The Science Minister has pushed back.
It's $1 billion a year. There is no funding cut to the CSIRO.
The Minister confirmed to 7:30 there'll be more money for the CSIRO in the coming mid-year budget update, but this won't stop the job cuts.
These are tough decisions, but they're about allocating existing resources and making sure that every science dollar is spent on the national science priorities.
CSIRO Chief Executive Doug Hilton was unavailable for an interview. The agency says it remains committed to climate change research and addressing other critical national challenges. Professor Chenupati Jagadish, the President of the Australian Academy of Science, agrees the CSIRO needs to review where its money goes.
National needs are changing, so in those circumstances we need to make sure that our science is also adapting to the national needs as well. So that is why it is important for organizations to really look at their programs and how relevant they are they fit for purpose, and then are they able to meet the current national needs.
The CSIRO has been relying increasingly on commercial revenue in recent years to supplement its government funding. Its latest annual report shows 41% of the CSIRO's money last financial year came from external sources. David Caroli argues this has turned the agency into an expensive consulting business that sometimes struggles to meet industry demands. Does the CSIRO rely too much on external money?
I don't think it relies too much, but it's clear that the management of its budget has been inadequate and the expectations of external funding have not been met.
The job cuts are having an impact far beyond the CSIRO.
I thought it was a setback, a big setback that we should be ashamed about.
2 weeks ago, Paula Taylor won the Prime Minister's Prize for Excellence in Science Teaching in primary schools. She thinks the cuts send an awful message to those dreaming of a career in science.
This is going to really cast doubts in their choices. You know, if I were a student completing my studies, I'd be questioning what we value as a society, what we value as people.
The CSIRO is not alone in its financial challenges. There's been an across-the-board fall in research and development spending in Australia. The Academy of Science estimates the government spends $1.8 billion less on R&D than the OECD average, while Australian business spending falls short by more than $30 billion.
So no wonder our businesses are struggling in terms of productivity issues. So that is why both the government and businesses need to look at research as an investment, not as a cost.
Let's contaminate that one.
If we don't invest in research and development, well, someone else will, and our students will go offshore.